Hi everybody, this is Diana from Sweet y Salado, and today we're going to make a basic but wonderful lasagna with meat sauce. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's completely worth it because it comes out delicious. As always, the link for this recipe can be found at the end of the video, and it's also found in the info box below. To make the meat sauce, which is the best part about this recipe, we're going to heat olive oil in a very large pot over medium heat, and then we're going to add chopped onion. It could be white or yellow, and we're going to cook it for about 5 to 8 minutes or until it's translucent. Then we're going to add chopped garlic, and we're going to cook this for about a minute. Now we're going to add our meat, and I'm using Italian sausage and lean ground beef, but if you can't find Italian sausage, you can just use ground beef if you want. We're going to cook the meat until it's brown, and with the help of a spatula, we're just going to break it into smaller pieces. At this point, we're going to add some red wine, which is completely optional, but this is what gives the sauce that great flavor. And we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to add our tomatoes, and I use a combination of crushed tomatoes, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. And a lot of people who don't live here in the US ask why we tend to use canned tomatoes, and there's several reasons. One of them, it's because Italian Americans have been doing it this way for years. Also because making sauce from scratch takes a little bit longer, it's a lot more time consuming, and also because tomatoes are seasonal, so if you want to make this during the winter, it's a lot easier to use canned tomatoes. So now we're going to season our sauce, and we're using dried basil and Italian seasoning. If you can't find Italian seasoning, you can find a recipe online and just make it at home. And we're also going to add either white sugar, brown sugar, and fresh parsley. We're going to give it a stir, cover the pot, and simmer for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. The longer the better, so that all that flavor develops. And then we're going to season with salt and pepper to taste. If you notice that your sauce is a little bit too thick, you can add a little bit of water. What I like to do is make the sauce the day before and then store it in the fridge, because the next day the flavor is just incredible. And not only that, it just makes it easier to skim off any fat that comes up to the surface. For the noodles, we're going to cook them according to the instructions on the package. Then we're going to drain them and soak them in cold water to prevent them from sticking. For the creamy filling, we're going to place some ricotta cheese in a large bowl, and then we're going to add a couple of eggs. We're also going to add some grated parmesan cheese, a little bit of salt, and a pinch of nutmeg. We're going to mix this really well, and then we're going to set it aside. Before assembling the lasagna, we're going to spray our baking dish with a little bit of cooking spray. And then we're going to spread a layer of the meat sauce at the bottom of the baking dish. On top of the sauce, we're going to place about 4 to 5 lasagna noodles. On top of the noodles, we're going to spread a layer of the creamy filling. And then on top, we're going to place mozzarella slices or shredded mozzarella with grated Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to do this process 2 more times, ending with a layer of Parmesan cheese. Once we're done, we're going to cover it with nonstick aluminum foil. If you don't have nonstick, you can just use regular aluminum foil and just spray it with some cooking spray. We place it on a baking sheet and bake at 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Then we're going to remove the foil and bake for another 20 minutes or until the cheese melts. We're going to let it set for about 30 minutes before serving. And there you have it. That's how you make a fantastic lasagna with meat sauce. If you enjoyed this video and this recipe, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel so you can be up to date with all of the new videos that I upload in the future. And don't forget that you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Google+. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye, and buen provecho.